Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I just got done doing a review on the Vivis portable charger, and that's what you see here in the middle of my portable audio setup. Nice battery pack, looks very same shape as the iPhone 6. Good little battery bank. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. In the meantime, we're going to go over these cables. They're from Griffin. They're very small. Various cables, and you can get them in any sort of configuration that you want, and they work awesome with portable battery banks like this. So they're from Griffin, and I think Belkin and Griffin are the same company, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. On the front here it says connect, charge, sync through USB, which is good because some cables do not have syncing and data transferability. Some are strictly for charging, but these are a little bit nicer than that. On the back it tells you a little bit about each one. Micro USB-B for cameras, mobile phones, and smartphones. This is your very basic Android charger. Just about 90% of devices nowadays can charge with that cable. Then we have the dock cable for iPod and iPhone. This is the older generation 30-pin one. It's not the new Lightning cable that is 6-pin. And then over here we have a USB mini, not micro but mini, and that's for older devices like GPS, cameras, media players, other optical drives, and other things like even like PDAs used to charge on these. So, but you can get it in any configuration you want. If you want 3 USB cables, you can get 3 USB cables. If you want 3 Lightning cables, you can get 3 Lightning cables. They have a ton of different ones, and you kind of just specialize it yourself and order it online. Regardless of the combination you choose, it's $10 for the 3 cables, which is not too bad. And in this custom length, that's not very common. That's not too bad of a price. On the back here, this is the only paperwork here. This is the warranty policy for Australia. Not kidding. Warranty policy for Australia, if that'll ever focus. Nope, not going to focus. Anyway, only people in Australia get the warranty, I guess. So here's the 3 cables. Packaging's nothing fantastic. And that's it. Cable's 4 inches long. This is the micro USB one, which is something that we should all be familiar with. If you're if you're anybody, you'll probably have one of these in your home. The only thing I don't like about this cable is it's very, very rigid. It doesn't have too much flex in it in the middle. Yeah, it's only 4 inches, but I feel like it's a little too sturdy. Maybe, but these are extremely durable. I mean, you can twist these up as many times as you like and bend them any which way, and they're very, very secure. On here, for example, I have my iPod up top, a charger down here, which is that Vivis charger I just reviewed, and on the bottom I have a tube amp for my headphones. And you just kind of plug it in just like that. That's all it needs. And that's really, as big of a cable as anybody will ever need when you're charging something like that and you have it in your pocket. If I've got my mobile phone, maybe I've got another charger like this. This is a different charger that I have that I carry around with me all the time. Nobody wants to use a full-size, micro USB charger. Kind of defeats the purpose of this nice, slim charger when you have this big rat's nest of cables and your phone sitting on top here, and that all goes into your pocket, and you got 1.5 foot of cable sticking out of there. So for an extra $10, you can get all these nice little assorted cables. This is the older 30-pin iPod one, so iPod Classics like I have over here, and older iPhone 4S, other things like that. That is what you'll use one of these for. And then last but not least is the mini USB, and this is not used too commonly, just for cameras. I have a camera that I'll charge with it, GPS, other things like that. But GPS, you could technically power it off one of these, but most people just use the car adapter that comes with it. So those are the 3 cables. Not too much to talk about. The only thing that I don't like about the cables is it's so rigid that when you put 2 and 2 together and you want to put them in your pocket, the cable actually wants to return back to its flat position, and it will like maybe come disconnected in your pocket. I haven't had that happen, but I just feel like there's a possibility that it might, just because this cable is so darn small. With another device on top of this, you know, it could very easily come disconnected, and they don't lay perfectly flat. The cable that I use all the time is actually this one, and this is, heck, I think a cable from Best Buy. This is a 6-inch cable. It is ever so slightly larger. It's not as rigid. It's very, you know, flimsy versus this, which hardly moves at all. That you can see kind of has a little bit of flex to it. Works just perfectly. It lays flat. This cable, it doesn't weigh enough to want to snap back into its, you know, straight position. So, you know, maybe you got to break these in. You know, maybe if you put these between a book or something like that and try to like flatten them out, not break them, but just get it used to that configuration, it might work out a little bit well. I do have these normally plugged in all the time, so that's how I've been using my cables. Speaking of which, we're going to get into this in a little bit. We're going to talk about portable high fidelity audio. Normally you have to you know, sit at home and have all this expensive equipment and all these expensive headphones to be able to get that awesome sound, but nowadays you can have a big bulky setup like this, or a little bit thinner. This is kind of overkill, and you can take that awesome high-res audio with you just about anywhere. So stay tuned. We're going to get into this. Cables are pretty self-explanatory. They're cables. They charge, they sync, they do exactly what you need to do, but they're all in a nice, wonderful size that, you know, they all fit in a bag. I can throw them all in a bag, not have to deal with, you know, these massive cables that are, you know, way too oversized, or, you know, massive iPod charging cables. You got the correct size cable. Everything looks nice and neat. You don't have to fumble for, you know, untangling all your cables or anything like that. You can have this nice little mobile charger that goes in there, and you take it with you, and everything is right in the world. So for an extra $10, if you're thinking about picking up a mobile battery bank like I have, I've got a whole bunch of them for everybody that I hang out with, and nobody ever runs out of power when you're hanging out with me. So get the correct cable, spend that extra $10. It is definitely worth it. So stay tuned, guys. We've got more videos coming up, especially with some of this stuff. So if you're into audio, we're going to have a new series coming up on that. And thanks for watching, guys. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe if you want, and leave a comment below. I'll be around to answer any questions to the best of my ability. So we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks.